All right, everyone. Welcome to our yoga class today. We are going to start laying down in our Shavasana position. So if we're not already there, I want everyone to go ahead, lay down flat on our backs, taking our legs out straight, and just let the toes fall out to the side. Go ahead and drop our arms by our sides as well, with our palms facing up to the ceiling. Having our hands open, imagining that as we're laying here, we're laying under a few rain clouds this morning. And as we're laying here, whether it's on the grass, the beach, or a towel, I want us to imagine every now and then just a couple of raindrops being collected in the palm of our hands. It's not an annoying rain. Instead, we're welcoming it. Feeling relaxed, maybe even feeling a little breeze passing over us, a little wind. We feel happy. We feel focused. I want us to turn our attention into our breathing. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Filling the stomach with air. And then releasing every last drop of air as we melt into the ground a little bit deeper. Just noticing how this feels. Imagining that wind brushing over our skin. A raindrop every now and then falling into our hand. Noticing every part of our body, our shoulders, our hips, our elbows, our legs, everything touching the floor underneath of us. Starting to really connect with the ground, becoming aware of our body. Let's try to count our breathing now. I want us to count in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Doing that again. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Now taking those arms, reach them long overhead. Oh, enjoying this wonderful morning stretch. Noticing any aches, any pains, any restrictions. Maybe we'll have to modify some of our positions today. That's okay. We can go gentle or we can add some more intensity. Always listening to the body. Now as we hold this up here, I want us to grab a hold of that right wrist. Go ahead and just reach that arm a little bit longer. We're pulling down the whole right side of our body. And then go ahead and grab that left wrist and go ahead and pull that a little bit farther, opening up all down that left side of our body. And then we'll release the arms, gathering those knees into our chest, giving ourselves that wonderful hug. So as we hold our knees to chest, I just want us to rock side to side. Massaging the lower backs, kneading out any knots that maybe have crept up over the week as we've been sitting down, doing our work. Reminding us possibly too to take more breaks while we sit, standing up, doing our stretches. Now holding our knees to chest, go ahead and just roll those ankles. Oh, it feels good to wake up our feet, moving through the toes. What this allows us to do is we tell the feet, we tell the brain that they have to connect throughout yoga, and we need good air and oxygen with good blood sending all the way down to the toes so that we could really have a nice grounded experience today. What I want us to do now is hold just that right knee as we send our left leg down away into the floor. So sending that left leg down deep into the ground, holding onto our right knee or underneath the knee on the thigh. Let's bring the knee out towards our right shoulder. Really sending that left hip into the floor as we open across that right thigh. Now noticing our shoulders melting into the floor here. And we can still, every so often, feel those raindrops. Just touching the skin, not in an annoying way, but in a welcoming way, reminding us that we're connected, we're a part of something bigger, and that we've taken the time out of our day today to take care of our body, our mind, our spirit. Let's bring our knee back in, and this time angle it across towards that left shoulder, just ever so slightly. This doesn't have to be a big move. What this allows is that right hip out in through the thigh to start stretching, opening up, bringing our attention into the sensation that we're feeling, noticing where these sensations are localizing or where we feel them most. Go ahead and hug that knee in just a little bit tighter towards the chest now. One more big breath in. And exhale, release the leg down to the floor. Now noticing while we're laying in Shavasana here, that maybe our right leg feels a little bit longer. As we're noticing this, I want us to start to bring our left knee into the chest. Give that knee a nice big squeeze, holding onto the knee with the left hand either on top or underneath, opening that knee out towards the left shoulder now. And as we do this, we'll send that right leg deep down into the floor. Holding it here, and again, opening up across the collarbone, allowing those shoulders to melt into the floor, becoming aware of every part of our body as it connects with the ground, and as we really start to wake up the joints, the muscles, encouraging lots of good healthy blood flow and circulation, helps us feel energized. Now taking that knee, let's bring it across the body over towards that right shoulder just a little bit. You'll notice my shoulders are still flat on the mat. My head is still flat on the ground with my nose pointing up to the ceiling. And we can hold anywhere on that left leg that feels good as we start to open up and stretch in through that outside of that left hip. Now take a big inhale, squeeze that knee into the chest once more. Exhale, release the leg down. Taking a moment in Shavasana, just noticing left and right sides of body, if anything's moved. And then taking our hands down by our sides, our feet come up so that we're preparing for bridge flow. Roll the shoulders into the mat, tighten up through those abdominal muscles, dig those heels into the floor. Take a big inhale, lift the hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, release the whole body back down to the floor. Inhale, lift the hips up, keeping the knees pointing straight. And exhale, slow lower, moving one vertebrae at a time. So we're controlling the back. Inhale, lifting up. Give those glutes a squeeze. We want to activate the right muscles today. Exhale, slow release down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, release. We have this one more time. Inhale, lifting the hips up. And exhale, release down. Fantastic. I'd like us to take the knees up 90 degrees now. A little abdominal work, keeping those stomachs pressing down nice and flat with our hands coming to the side of our head. If we're able to, go ahead, tuck the chin, lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Now keeping the abdominals nice and flat, engaged, thinking about that zipper, we'll tap right foot to the floor and then lift it back up into center position. Tap the left foot to the floor and lift it up. Inhale, right foot. Exhale, center. Inhale, left foot. exhale, center. Inhale, right, exhale, lift, inhale, left, exhale, lift. Stay up off the shoulders. Inhale, right, exhale, inhale, left, exhale, keep the knees at 90. Inhale, right, exhale, inhale, left, exhale, inhale, right, exhale, inhale, left, exhale, one more time each side. Inhale, right, exhale, last one, inhale, left, exhale, hold it here, and then release the head, and take the feet down to the floor. Arms come out to the side. Go ahead and take that right leg up to the ceiling, and let it fall all the way over to the left. Now, if it feels better, we can take our left hand and hold that right leg. A little bit of extra weight here as we pull the leg down. Otherwise, just leave the arms out on the floor. A little bit more further, go ahead and look over our right shoulder. Spinal twist allows us to open up across the chest, through the bicep, into the rib cage, the back, the hips. Now take an inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Good. So make sure we're not twisty. We're nice and flat here. Inhale, lift that left knee up. Exhale, lower over to the right. And same thing, we can choose to hold that leg, adding a little bit of extra stretch here. And we can look over that left arm. Feels so good to open up and stretch through the shoulder, the chest, the back, the hips. Very nice work, everyone. Remember to watch our breathing nice and slow. Inhale, lift that knee up. Exhale, lower down. Taking ourselves slowly over onto our sides, we'll push ourselves all the way up. And I want us to take our tabletop position. So tabletop position, we bring our hands directly beneath our shoulders. Knees are underneath our hips. Relax those toes in the back. Now taking ourselves into our cows and cats. Go ahead and take a big inhale. Reach the tailbone up to the ceiling. Open the chest, lifting the crown of head a little bit higher. And then tuck the tailbone, rounding the back. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. Untuck the tailbone, open up, tuck the tailbone, round our back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Really working through our spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, open. Lift that crown of head really nice and high. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Draw the belly button right up high. Oh, stretch those shoulders. Good. And then holding tabletop, I want us to reach our right arm really nice and high. Big inhale up to the ceiling. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then all the way underneath, thread the needle. So we're laying into our shoulder. I'm going to turn to the side if anyone needs a little bit of extra help. So that right arm is all the way underneath, leaning into that shoulder. We can take that left hand now up overhead. Nice big stretch. And then we'll come back up into tabletop. Take our time here. We have to do the other side. So left arm for most of us reaches up to the ceiling. And then underneath all the way. And again, we're going to lay on that ear. And we can reach that right arm now up overhead. Couple nice big breaths. And then we find our way back up into tabletop. And I'd like everyone to come all the way back now into child's pose. So we sink our hips down towards our heels, reach our hands out in front of us, and then allow our forehead to come to the floor, or at least drop down towards the floor. Now notice as we push away from our hands, straightening at our elbows, the activation and the stretch that we're getting through these shoulders. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Noticing as we get smaller, giving into gravity, how great this feels. We can come back to child's pose at any point throughout our practice. Now we'll come all the way up into tabletop. And I'd like us to step that right foot forward up in between our hands, stacking the knee above ankle, finding our runner's lunge. Now let's lift ourselves up nice and tall. Reach ourselves forward so that the knee is still stacked. We can wiggle those toes. And then lift our arms up. Good. Now I'm just going to turn so if anyone needs more help, we can see here. Keeping those hips forward, body within frame, arms are up, but not shoulders. So keep those shoulders down. Now as we hold our runner's lunge, we're opening up that back hip. I want us to try to close our eyes. Good. Working on our balance this morning. Closing our eyes. Only if that's an option. Slow our breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Take our time. Bring our hands down. I want us to curl that left foot up, lifting the knee up off the floor, finding crescent lunge. We can lift up a little bit taller now. Good. Now this is harder for balance. We're on a narrow platform, but if we're able to, we'll lift our arms up nice and straight. Now an option is always to come down to heart center instead. So if the arms are too much today, take them into your prayer position, hold them at our heart. Otherwise, lift them straight up, long necks. Rib cage is tight together, flat stomachs. Good, and now if I just turn to the side, you guys stay where you are. If I turn to the side, that back leg is straight. Really make this muscle nice and hard. As this front knee, 90 degrees if we can get it there. Good, guys. Take one big inhale. Exhale, reach those hands down. I want us to sweep the foot back into plank and then push back into our first down dog. So we lift up our hips. Oh, it feels so nice to take this big stretch this morning. Feel free to pedal the feet toe to heel, toe to heel. Now, if this doesn't feel like the right position for our body today, go ahead and find child's pose again, coming down onto our knees, a nice small position. Otherwise, continuing to walk the dog, stretching open through the calf muscles in the back, the hamstrings, pushing away from those hands, lifting the tailbone up higher. Good. Now, from downward dog, I'd like everyone to come forward into tabletop. So we can repeat our lunge series with our left leg coming up. Find the knee above ankle. Runner's lunge means we come up so that our knee stays down on the floor. Zip up through those abdominal muscles and then lift the arms up. So again, I'm just going to turn so we can all see a little bit better. We need some instruction today. So we've got our left leg forward and then our arms are up nice and high. Shoulders are down our backs. Now can we all close our eyes? Take a few deep breaths. If we've been distracted, or if we're not feeling like we're present and focused, go ahead and bring your attention to our breathing. Focus on our breath in. Focus on the breath out. Preparing for crescent lunge. Go ahead and take our hands down to the floor on either side of that front foot. Curl the toes in the back and then lift up that back knee. We can start by bringing our hands onto that front thigh, finding our balance. And then if we're able to, we lift our arms up straight. So I'm going to turn to the side. Everyone stay where you are so that we can see what this position looks like from the side. That back leg is straight, front knee is bent 90 degrees, really strong muscle, and then we lift up tall. opening up through our shoulders. Now notice we're not gripping our toes in the front, but we're trying to spread them out long. Good, waking up those muscles. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, release the arms down, step back through plank if we're able to, and push back into down dog. So now that we're in down dog for a second time, our body's a little bit more pliable. What that means is we might start to feel like we're getting better range of motion. Go ahead and spread those fingers. Try spreading out our toes too, and then press those heels down towards the floor. Lifting tall through the tailbone, opening up the backs of the legs, and reaching the shoulders down our backs. Go ahead and shake our head no, and then nod the head yes, loosening up through the neck. Very nice. I want us to inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. That's a slow lower, body completely controlled. Lifting up into baby cobra. We squeeze the elbows beside us, plant the hands down into the ground, and just lift the chest up off the floor. If we're not sure if we're doing baby cobra right, go ahead and take a check. Lift those hands up just a little bit. Good. Relax our stomach, relax the head. Bring the hands back a little bit farther towards the rib cage. If we're able to do it today, I want us to lift all the way up into cobra now. Opening up the chest, lifting up from the hips. No, we're not sinking in the shoulders. We're pushing away from the hands, creating really long necks. Very nice, everybody. We can push back into child's pose or down dog, whichever you prefer. Hold this for just a breath, and then start to walk our hands and feet together. Slowly, 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 we're going to come up halfway to monkey. Now remember, monkey, flat back. Knees are a little bit bent, hands are touching our shins. If the shins are too far away today, go ahead and touch our thighs. But really making sure that I could put my coffee on your back. You could become my coffee table for the day. Good, draw in our lower bellies here, nice and strong through our core. And then thinking about our shoulder blades, I want you to kind of sew them together here in the back. Drawing those shoulder blades, squeeze them together. Let's transfer into chair pose. Sink the weight into our heels, reach those arms forward. So as we sink back into our hips, we can wiggle our toes. We've still got those abdominal muscles drawing in, reaching those arms up nice and high. Very good. Now take a big inhale, lift up, lift up, lift up, and release. Very nice, everyone. We're going to come through. I'm warmed up now, so I have to take a layer off. We're going to come through a sun salutation series. So I want us to first start by finding Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet are just placed underneath our hip bones, not very wide, and we can feel all four corners of them on the mat. So our big toe, little toe, inside and outside edge of the heel, rolling the shoulders down, palms face forward. Dipping up through those inner thighs, really tall, wearing the crown of our head. Good. Take a big inhale, lift up. Now exhale, swan dive all the way down into forward fold. Come halfway up into monkey, down into forward fold. Bend our knees lots, placing the hands on the ground. Step back into our plank position. Push all the way back into down dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. We can take the knees to the floor if that helps, as we lower the body in chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up for cobra, whether it's baby or full, and then push back into down dog, or maybe child's pose today if that's the position we prefer. We can step or jump our feet up between our hands, coming halfway up to monkey. Bending our knees, big inhale, lift tall up to prayer. Exhale, sweep, sitting into chair. Let's do that again. Ready? Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway up, inhale to monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Soften those knees, step back to plank. Push back into down dog. Inhale forward into plank. Knees down or staying up in plank as we chaturanga, control that lower. Inhale, cobra, baby or full. Exhale, push back, down dog or child's pose. Step or jump the feet up between our hands, coming halfway up to monkey. Bend the knees, big inhale, lift tall. Exhale, sweep, sitting into chair. One more time, ready? Big inhale. Exhale, swan dive, flat backs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, down to forward fold. Hands come down, step back to plank. Flat backs, push back into down dog, lift those hips up high. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, slow lower, chaturanga. Always control the body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push back, down dog or child's pose. And then we'll jump or step our feet up between our hands, halfway up to monkey. Work on the posture. Bend the knees. Big inhale, lift the hands high to prayer. Exhale, sweep, sitting into chair. Flat back, weighting the heels. Good, big inhale, lift tall. And exhale, release. Oh, finding mountain. Tadasana. Wonderful work, everyone. Wonderful job. So we've worked up our energy. We're increasing our heart rate, our breathing. But I want us to control that now. So take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Stepping our left foot behind us. Warrior one. Right foot is in front. Left foot is back. Take those arms up. Nice and tall. Now again, let's think about our necks, our shoulders down. Long necks, arms up high. Rib cage is tight. We're zipping up. Really press that back foot down into the ground as we bend forward through our right knee. Now from here, we're going to find warrior three. We take our arms out to the side, lift ourselves upright, and start to come forward, finding that warrior three position. Now, as we balance, feel free to take our arms into our sides instead, or reach them forward. I always like this one because I feel like I'm Superman. Now, balancing is hard, so if anyone, is just struggling today or getting frustrated, allow that to just leave. Take a laugh instead. Hold a wall, hold a friend. Keep trying. Always coming back to mountain pose each time, drawing those abdominal muscles in, leaving our shoulders and hips flat to the floor. Now I want us to take one more big inhale, lift up really, really tall. Oh, and exhale, release. Good, shake it out. Get rid of the fidgets. And then finding Tadasana, mountain pose again. Let's go ahead and take our right foot back, or the foot that we haven't done yet today. Bend into that front knee. Really press back through that heel. All the toes here. We always feel all four corners of our feet on the floor, but that back foot, I really want us to focus on that pinky toe, the outside of the edge. Use that as your power source to bend into the knee. Shoulders face front, zip up through the abs, arms are tall. Imagine the crown that you're wearing today. Beautiful crown, a gorgeous crown. What does it look like? Is it a tiara? Is it a full king's crown? I want us to always wear that proudly, never letting it fall. Feel free to close our eyes as we hold warrior one. Bring our focus back into our breathing. Warrior one is a very calm pose. It allows us to stay centered, stay grounded, feel strong, powerful. Just check back in with ourselves. Preparing for warrior 3. We go ahead and bring those arms out to the side. Really strong through the shoulders, lots of energy from the fingers. We rock up onto that front foot. Now with warrior 3, we start to kick the foot up. We never lead with our head. The head's gonna follow, don't worry. And as we're holding this position, soft through that left knee, so it's not locked, a little bit soft. Arms are reaching out. Maybe we'd prefer to have them into our sides or even reaching out forward. Again, I feel powerful when I'm emulating this superpower pose. So I'm going to be Superman today, flying my hands forward. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing those ab muscles in nice and tight. Let's hold this for a couple of more breaths, working on our balance today. Great job, everybody. Go ahead and bring ourselves upright, big inhale. And exhale, release. Oh, fidget. Good work, everyone. Now from here, I want us to take ourselves out into warrior 2. So from the top of our mat, if we're not quite there yet, we'll go ahead and sweep that left foot behind us. And then open ourselves up to a side profile. Roll the shoulders down, reach those arms long. Right knee is stacked above the ankle. Arms are out to the side. Very nice. From warrior 2, I want us to just really feel all 4 corners of our feet connected into the ground. Today is all about connecting. Feeling grounded, feeling centered, feeling energy. Strong through those shoulders, open across our hips, really making sure that as we look over our right knee, we can see our big toe. Our knee is stacked right on top of it. We're not letting that knee fall in anywhere. We're really opening it, pushing it back. Very nice, everyone. From warrior 2, I want us to find reverse warrior. Taking that right hand, big inhale, lift it up to the ceiling. So we're lifting that hand away from the bent knee, opening up through the right side of our body. This is a hard pose to hold. We still need to bend that right knee, still opening the knee over the middle toe, still reaching tall, tall, tall. Now watch that left hand. We're not gripping the leg. We're just letting the leg stay straight. The hand is just ever so gently touching the leg, even resting just behind us in our pockets. Very good. Take that big inhale, lift up. Now exhale, let's waterfall all the way down into a lunge. Now watch the transition. From our lunge, I want us to take our top right foot and bring it all the way up behind us into downward dog, 3-legged dog. So as we hold this dog, go ahead and take that top foot, keep the knee bent if that's more comfortable, or we can go ahead and straighten it. Now as we hold our 3-legged pose, I want us to look back at our left foot and tell the heel to drop towards the floor. Such an amazing stretch on that calf muscle, the back side of that supporting leg. Hold the position just a little bit longer. Make sure we're really strong through our hands and shoulders. Very nice. Taking that foot back to the floor, go ahead and just pedal it out. Now we're taking a Vinyasa flow, that crocodile series, as we inhale forward into plank. Knees can come down if we prefer. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up, cobra. Exhale, push back into down dog or child. We'll do this twice more if you'd like, otherwise staying in down dog. Joining me if we inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, finding cobra. Exhale, push back into down dog. And last time if we're working, inhale forward. Exhale, slow lower. Inhale, scoop up for cobra. Exhale, push back into down dog. Walk or jump the feet all the way up between our hands, coming halfway to monkey. Bend those knees. Inhale, lift, lift, lift tall. And exhale, release. Taking a moment or two to find ourselves back at the top of our mat, if we've moved at all. And then reestablishing Tadasana. So finding those four corners, rolling the shoulders down, standing really nice and tall. Sweeping our right foot back into Warrior Two. So now I've got my left foot forward, using that outer edge of my back foot, pressing it down deep into the floor, opening up into that side profile. So if we're still a little bit unsure of ourselves in Warrior Two, we imagine a line on the floor, and we've got our heel, our middle toe, our hip, heel. Good, all running through it. Now the upper body, same thing. Shoulders, elbows, hands, all on top of that imaginary line. Bending into the front knee, rolling the shoulders down, zipping up through the core. Don't forget about our crown. Amazing. We feel very strong in Warrior Two. Just like the name suggests, we are a warrior. We are powerful. We are brave. We are strong. We are a part of something bigger. We're a team. Now with this power, continuing to keep our legs here, finding reverse warrior. Take our left hand, lift it up to the ceiling. Continuing to press that front knee forward. Noticing that I'm not gripping my back leg nice and long through that bottom arm. And I'm also not leaning way back behind, but instead I'm opening my body up, looking towards the ceiling, keeping a straight top arm. This is really helping to open up through my side body as that left knee still opening, pressing back. What a great stretch today. Couple more deep breaths. Good, big inhale. Now exhale, find that waterfall all the way down. Slow, 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 control it. Make sure we're good with our lunge. Hands are on either side of the front foot. We lift that left foot up into three-legged dog. So this is our downward dog position with our left foot up to the ceiling. Feel free to keep the knee bent or take the legs straight. Whichever we've chosen, trying to keep the hips and shoulders square to the floor. And looking back now at that bottom right foot, tell the heel to come down to the ground. If you're like me, you have a long Achilles, that calf muscle tendon connecting to our heel. Maybe we're thinking that the heel is touching the floor. This is easy, this is good. And then maybe there's some of us that the heel is way up high still. That's okay, we're all different. There's no judgment. I just want us to all tell that calf to relax, tell that heel to come down to the floor. Good, now go ahead, bring both feet to the ground. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Feel free to stay here in down dog or come down to child's pose. The next option is to join me in work, finding our final vinyasa flow. We'll inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, find that control. Inhale, scoop up for cobra. Long neck, relax shoulders. Exhale, push back into down dog. 2 more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, push back. Last time. Inhale, forward. Control. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, push back. Amazing. From here, let's find ourselves coming forward into tabletop position. Just a little bit of balance work as we're finding ourselves coming down to the floor here with our last couple of poses. Spinal balance. I'd like us to all extend our right hand forward, thumb up to the ceiling, pressing that left leg back behind us. What this is doing is we're creating a nice straight line. Good, and then come down to the floor. Let's reach our left arm forward, our right leg back. So it's opposite arm and leg. And then come down to the floor. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. Inhale, right, feeling strong. Exhale. Inhale, left, drawing those belly buttons up. Exhale. Inhale, right, long straight line. Exhale, down. Inhale, left. Exhale, one more on each side. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower. Amazing. From this position, I want us to open our knees just a little bit wider, keeping our toes touching in the back. Sit the hips deep, deep, deep down towards the heels. Reach those arms forward and come down into child's pose. Really connecting down deep into the floor, allowing the body to relax for a moment. Couple of deep breaths. Very nice, everyone. Slowly walking our hands in towards the body. We'll go ahead and sweep those legs around, sitting up nice and tall. As we sit on our sits bones, we'll bring our legs out in front of us. Taking our forward fold next, we'll bring our arms all the way up. Big inhale, big inhale. Exhale, reach towards our feet. Relax our arms, relax our head. Now wherever it is that our hands are touching, just let them fall towards the ground or hold on tight to the legs. Drop the chin into the chest. I want us to stretch all the way down our neck, down our back, and then up behind our knees into our heels. Notice our breathing. It's coming even slower now. And then slowly rolling ourselves up. And we're going to take ourselves into a mermaid stretch. So we tuck our feet over towards one side, holding onto that ankle. So if I'm holding on to my left foot here, we'll lift our right arm up and then reach over towards the left. Good, opening up, just like we did in reverse warrior, opening up the whole side. Now, if we're not feeling enough, I want us to turn our nose up to the ceiling, looking underneath that arm. Sometimes that really helps. Good, big inhale, lift. And we'll take those legs, circle sweep them around to the other side. Holding onto our ankles. Take the opposite arm up. So now I'm holding my right ankle, left arm is high, and then we reach under. And again, let's just peek our nose up towards the ceiling, looking underneath that arm, really opening up along the side body. Big inhale, lift up. Go ahead and take both feet forward again. Now slowly, I want us to lower ourselves all the way onto our backs. So if we have to adjust it all on our mats, that's okay. Take our time, laying all the way down. And as we do this, we'll go ahead and bring our knees into our chest. Now just start to rock side to side, winding down with our practice, coming to a close in the same way that we started our practice together today. Now we can bring our feet to the floor and find our way into butterfly, allowing both knees to open up to the sides. We can bring our hands, press them against the inner thighs, or we can take our left hand onto our belly and our right hand up onto our chest, holding near to the heart. And I want us to really bring our focus into our body. The stretch we're feeling through the inner thighs, the breath that's coming right in those lower abdominals through the left hand, and the heartbeat that we're feeling underneath our right palm. Slowly releasing our hands, I want us to take our hands to the outside of our legs. Go ahead and help those knees up together. If it feels good, we can bring them in for one more big squeeze. And then at our own pace, on our own time, I want us to bring our legs down to the floor, extending them out long on the ground, finding Shavasana. So as we let our feet come down straight, we let those toes fall out to the side, opening and relaxing through the hips. We might feel our lower backs peel off the floor. That's okay. We're allowing our core muscles to relax here. We can take our hands to the belly or out to the ground, palms up to the ceiling, rolling the shoulders into the mat, noticing that we're long and neutral. We're not twisted at all. And then with our head flat on the floor, nose pointing straight up to the ceiling, go ahead and close those eyes. Imagine ourselves on that same towel or mat, on the grass or the sand, underneath those rain clouds. Just every so often noticing that raindrop falling in our hand. Noticing how it feels, the wind brushing over our skin. Maybe we can hear the sounds of birds nearby. We're noticing the sounds that the wind carry over us. And every so often, that raindrop that falls and brushes across our skin. Taking those full, deep breaths in and out through our nose. Each inhale fills the stomach with air, causing the belly button, the rib cage, the chest, the neck to rise. And when we take that exhale, the neck, the chest, the rib cage, the belly, all sink into the floor. If we're noticing ourselves becoming distracted at all, that's okay. Just start to count those breaths instead. Counting to 5 with each breath in. Counting to 5 with each breath out. Noticing how this allows us to slow down, to feel calm, feel connected, feeling connected with the earth, connected with the people, connected with our team, our family, with ourselves. Always taking care of ourselves, checking in, noticing how we're feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, and taking this knowledge that we've discovered and using that to make sure that we are being our best self today and every day forward. Going to bed each night knowing that we've done our best job being the best person we can be. Now, if anyone's still feeling frustrated, we're going to go ahead and everyone squeeze our hands, circle our toes, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch our muscles, bring everything in nice and tight, squeeze the face, make an ugly face, monster face, squeeze, squeeze our abs, tight, 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 and then relax. Oh. We're going to do that one more time. Squeeze our fingers, make a fist, scrunch our toes, squeeze our muscles, squeeze our stomach, squeeze our shoulders in, scrunch up our face, making those ugly monster faces. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Big breath in. Exhale, relax. Letting all of the anger, the frustration, the anxiety, the stress just blow away with the wind. We'll take our knees, bring them into our chest, give ourselves our final big hug, thanking ourselves for taking the time out of our day today to find our connection, to check in and ask ourselves, how are we doing? Are we okay? And then slowly, I want us to all roll over onto our side, whatever side is more comfortable, finding baby. And as we stay here, just take a couple of deep breaths, beginning to come out of our class. Now pressing that hand into the floor, help ourselves come all the way back up into a sitting position. Whether it's easy seated pose or lotus with our feet crossed over the legs, go ahead and take those hands onto our knees, still collecting raindrops in our palms. Roll those shoulders down our back, sitting up really nice and tall, remembering that crown on top of our head. Now saying our final goodbye together, thanking each other for joining our class today, for supporting us and supporting our journey with taking care of ourselves and connecting back with everyone. Go ahead and bring those arms all the way up above our head with a big inhale. Exhale, coming down through heart center. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, Cassie.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Namaste to all of you.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.